Hey, it's Ashley here, and today I'm going to be sharing how I picked out some framed artwork from the thrift store and created new art for them. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so these are the frames that I'm going to be using. So I picked them up from Goodwill, which you guys know Goodwill is one of my favorite places to go. Especially like on Mondays here, they do like 99 cents if whatever color tag. And then of course you always know they have the 50% off tag. So anyways, I got this one. So this was actually 99 cents. And now I'm just going to take everything apart and then we're going to use the back part to create some new artwork for this. So I literally got all of the frames that I got. I think I paid like less than $6 for everything that I got. So anyways, this frame is fine, nothing's really wrong with it, but I wanted to give it a more of a goldish look. So you guys know I love to use gilded brass. So I'm just taking this and I am spray painting it, and I did about 3 coats. Then I took the matte board part out and I started to spray it the heirloom white that you guys know I love to use as well. So now I'm just going to take some DAP and I'm just going to add this on top of here and then just come up with like a crazy cool design, which this is like the fun part because you can do whatever you want, whatever you like. And then I just placed the matte board on top just to make sure that I would put everything, the DAP where it needed to be. Okay, so for the next frame, I am going to be doing the same thing, taking everything apart. I actually just pulled back these staples that they had, and then I took out the matte board and then the glass. After I did that, I just sanded the frame. So I'm just sanding off the original finish so that it can have a nice raw wood look. Next, I came back in with my 400 grit just to smooth everything out. After that, I'm just going to be using this Dixie Belle paint, Mud Puddle. I really like this color, so I started to paint on top of what was already there. Then I realized it had like an indentation and you can still see what was there before. So I'm just going to take a piece of scrapbook paper and I'm spraying my Gorilla Glue on there, and I'm just going to add that to the top, and then I'm going to paint over this. So before I started to paint, again, I'm coming back with the matte board and I'm going to be spraying that with the heirloom white. And then I came back in, I added a painter's tape. So one half of that's going to be the muddy puddle and then the other one's going to be like this tannish color that I had from Bear. So after everything was dry, I just removed my painter's tape, and now I'm going to do this marble technique that I saw on Pinterest and I thought it was really cool. So you just put your marbles in whatever paint you want to paint with, and then you add those marbles on there, and then you literally just move it around the board and it'll just create like this abstract look. You can then paint in between the lines and stuff like that, but I just kept it where it had that just the lines everywhere, and I think it turned out pretty cool. Next, while everything dried, I just came in and I started to clean the glass, and then I'm just going to put everything back together and hang this up. So the last piece of artwork that I had with the frame that I'm going to be using, of course I took everything apart and I removed the little pins or whatever they had on the side using my hammer, and then I removed the backing, the matte board, and then of course also the glass so that I can get started on working on the frame. So the frame was pretty scuffed up, so I was deciding on either painting this or just sanding it down. So I decided on painting it. So before I painted it, of course, I'm going to get it prepped. So I started to sand down any of those rough areas, and then I came back in with the 400 grit to make sure that everything was nice and smooth, and then I started to paint the frame. So for the paint, I'm just going to be using black. So this is Dixie Belle, the color is Caviar, but it's a black paint, and so I am just going to paint the frame, and I did 2 coats. after I did that, I started to work like on the body piece. So a piece of the picture that was already on there was coming off, so I just used my Gorilla Glue to add that back. And then I'm gonna come in with dap again, and I'm just gonna start to dap this up. So honestly, adding the dap to anything and building it up and creating whatever you want it to look like, very abstract, whatever, is really fun. So there's so many different ways that you can, you know, I guess style it or whatever art that you want it to be. With the dap that you use, you can use your fingers to do this. You can write out words. It's just a really fun and therapeutic kind of thing to do to create these pieces. So this is what I ended up, what mine ended up looking like. So after I let it dry, of course, it turns white. And then now I'm doing that same thing where I did like the half and half. The only thing is you're gonna wanna make sure that your line is straight. Mine was a little crooked, but it was okay. Because art is perspective, right? So anyways, now I'm just taking the paint. I'm doing one half, one color, and then the top I used, the color is cow's milk, and I just painted that on top of there, and I let everything dry. So then when I was done, I cleaned the glass, y'all, and I started to put the glass back in this frame. And do you guys know what happened? The glass broke. I was so sad. I was like, are you for real? Are you for real? The glass broke. But at the end of the day, it was okay because I did just go ahead. I went ahead and put this back in the frame without the glass, which some artwork does not have glass on it. So it was cool. It was fine. But I was really upset though that the glass broke. So all in all, I love how each one of these turned out. They were super easy to do. My favorite one though is the textured ones when I use the dap to do that. So it's just a really easy way to create some unique pieces for your home that you made. So just go ahead to your local thrift stores. You can either find old artwork that you want to update, or you can just get the picture frames that have the backs and you can do the same type of artwork. So I hope you guys got inspired. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below to let me know what you think, and I'll see you at my next one. Bye.